Acura released their all-new ZDX model, and this would be the first electric vehicle that has come from the semi-luxury manufacturers. And this will be the solidification into Honda's entry point into the electric vehicle market. Will it be a hit? I've got a few things, but we'll go ahead and explore that. So stick around and stay tuned because you are now watching The Breakdown. If you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. It always means a lot to me and the YouTube algorithm. Acura unleashed their all-new ZDX. Now, if you know anything about the ZDX, you know the ZDX was a flop in the early 2000s. And it was beyond its time. And if you've ever listened to a very good music track and 10 years later people tend to hear it and they say, damn, that was a banger, that was the ZDX. Now, the ZDX was based off the Pilot platform, unlike many people who believe that it was based off the Cross Tour. The ZDX was very futuristic, very spacious, or space-like looking, because it wasn't spacious at all. In fact, the roofline was quite the hindrance amongst most people. Let me stop lying on this damn internet. But the ZDX in itself was a very stylish coupe-like SUV, and so it was pretty underseen. Now, the problem with the ZDX back in the early 2000s was that it was upwards of $50,000, and that was quite competitive alongside things like BMW and Mercedes. Fun fact, this vehicle is the predecessor to a lot of the inspiration of the Cross Tour like coupe. It's pretty hard to say this, but basically the coupe like SUVs that we see today. And the ZDX was pretty much a front wheel drive / all wheel drive based platform, and it had a lot to offer. However, it just did not take to the masses, particularly because it was not a Honda, it was an Acura, which branding is going to take a huge role into what is going to be a success for the ZDX or if it's a flop. Now, for this new rendition of the ZDX, this is the first electric vehicle from Acura, and it's not the first collaboration from Honda and GM. The collaboration between Honda and GM dates far as back as 1971, because at first Honda was trying to expose GM, and GM was like, well, you can't expose us because we motherfucking GM, and Honda was like, I'll hit you. And it was like, well, just do it. And then it was like, yeah. So it was a whole spill. But this new illustration of the ZDX, I don't like it. And I am one that usually says that I like a hit or I don't like a hit. And we're going to go into the style in just a second. But the collaboration from GM and Honda is quite brilliant because it gives Honda an entry point into the electric market, as well as gives GM a bit of Honda technology to improve the overall quality of their lineup. In terms of styling and outward appearance, I don't like it. The reason why I don't like it is because I feel like it's trying to be that cool kid that's not quite cool. Let me explain. So if you look at the roof line, you notice that there is a floating roof design, and that has got to be my biggest gripe with this vehicle. Above all things, the Acura ZDX does not give me the je ne sais quoi, the essence, the soul of Acura that we have come to know and love since the RDX was unveiled back in 2018. Now, this particular ZDX, I will say from a power standpoint, does give you everything that you need. The baseline does give you 340 horsepower, and with the Type S variant upwards of 500 horsepower. From an interior standpoint, I can say that the interior is very lackluster. I think it's clean, it's straightforward, but there's nothing about it that really excites me. I think that Acura in the past has done an excellent job of making sure that they give us funky designs that gives us that Japanese flair that we love, but also simplicity and functionality. In this new rendition, I believe that this is giving us more of an Audi S style, and the Germans, leave that to the Germans. Period. But my biggest gripe is this roofline. This roofline looks like a hearse, and it also looks like a hearse, because it's not a hearse, it's a hearse. Y'all don't be country like me. And it looks like a hearse. If you look at the top roofline, it's almost flat and it almost looks elongated. Now, this particular line will be narrower than the Cadillac Lyriq, upon which it's this corporate twin almost. I don't like it. Is a roofline, but I'm also not an engineer. I also am not a designer or stylist, and I don't know the elements that have gone into the makings of this. But I can tell you one thing, is that I don't know if this is going to be a hit, particularly because Acura has struggled over the last few years to find their identity. Now, recently they have found it internally, combustion-wise, from their RDX and their MDX, as well as even their Integra that was recently released. The TLX a little struggle. But in terms of overall design, I think that Acura has done a beautiful job for those 4 models, but this new electric model almost feels like they're trying to be something they're not. And I could be entirely wrong. That could be something that Acura has kind of thought about, but this floating roof design looks like a combination between a Nissan and Infiniti and a hearse, and I hate it. If you guys don't know anything about me, I am a huge Acura fan, borderline stan. I love Acura. They're the underdogs and I root for them. But this one, babes, not it. I don't think this is it. I don't think that this is going to be the one that takes the cake. In fact, I think that the Integra has done a better job of solidifying itself as a contender in the luxury / semi-luxury market. Being that this is based off of a Cadillac, I think that it's safe to say it looks cheap, considering that the price point will begin around $60,000 for an Acura. And yes, it's electric, but I don't know if that will be competitive enough. Considering that Tesla has cut prices already several times within the last several quarters, Acura may or may not survive this particular rendition. Now, granted, the safe choice was to work with General Motors, but I do not know if this particular ZDX will be the one that really ushers in the new electric era for Acura. And considering that there are other models such as the Honda E that will never get here in the States, which is quite unfortunate because I think that's some bull. Why is it that European countries get everything that we want? That's unfortunate. But I think that other models like the Honda E do a better job of exhibiting that Honda character that we have come to know and love. And quite frankly, this ZDX, not giving. I'm gonna go ahead and get a shop. But you guys let me know what you think in the comment section, and let me know if you think it's something that you're interested in. Now, we can expect this new ZDX to go on sale within the next, hopefully in spring of 2024. And it will be determined whether or not this will be a venture that Acura will continue to go alongside, especially with Honda being in their 2040 pledge to be all electric by then. So this is the truly first step that we will see Honda venture off into, even though it is a partnership and not a sole venture. And I think that is because of the costs that go along into producing electric vehicles. This is great for Honda to have a rear-wheel drive model. We're gonna go ahead and cheer that on. But overall, I don't think that this will be the model that Honda will kind of win us over in terms of the electric market. The electric market is still kind of working its way in, but honestly, between the $60,000 price point as well as the floating roof line is really ruining it for me. I don't know why they did that. And even if you see the color in the Acura model that they unveiled, which is the double Apex Pearl Blue, which will be only available in the Type S variant, I don't know if I like it. Just gonna go ahead and tell y'all that now. And I usually love Honda stuff, but this is not one of them. And so between the $60,000 price point, the hearse line, as well as the simplicity of the design, I don't know that this is going to do as well as they anticipate. With that being said, leave a comment below and let me know what you think about the Acura ZDX. If you think it's going to be a hit or you think it's going to be a flop. And with that being said, if you like this kind of video, go check out my Acura Integra video. It's right here. And with that being said, until the next video, I will see you guys later.